Choosing Magdalene. 3, 2, 1. Da 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 da. Perfect audio sync. Here we are. Shotcut doesn't crash out. We'll be okay. It's probably gonna crash. Probably gonna cry. That's fine. It's fine. Solid Cakes is the name I'm going with here. It was the name I used for this channel. You don't know who I am, and that doesn't matter. No one's gonna watch these videos anyway. That's the mindset I have. See, if I plan to make millions on YouTube, it's gonna cause me chaos, and I'm not gonna want to do it. But if you expect nothing, Cancer here, go to the run, tear up, just like carried me from the beginning. You expected millions of dollars. That's a marked rock. I see a tinted rock. I see it. I've got a bomb. Don't worry about it. I'll get it. Or maybe I don't. We'll figure it out. But if you expect to make millions, and you're doing this project as like a job, it's no longer fun. It's just not fun anymore. And trust me, I've been there. When I was consistently uploading Tetris videos on Tetrio, number 2 goated item. Love it. It gets me the item that's in that trap door, and then that makes the run for the most part. Instantly, I knew this was going to be a pretty successful run. I just gotten the Polaroid, and I wasn't too sure if I could take it all the way. My plan was to do sacrifice rooms with Magdalene. Obviously, you sacrifice, you heal, you go all the other rooms, you sacrifice, you heal. Didn't work out that way. Still worked out really well. Actually, really glad I got Steam recording working for this. Sulfuric acid. So acid tears give me damage up, and then just exploding rocks. There are going to be a lot of moments where I'm just exploding rocks. Don't know how I'm going to deal with that. May just leave it as is. I also don't think I'm going to speak for the next 55 minutes. Maybe it'll just be an intro and I let the music play in the background. I don't know what I'm doing yet. That's why we're here. While I was uploading the most ADHD rant ever. While I was uploading videos, please tell me I get that marked rock again. I think I do, because I have bombs. I think I just go and destroy all the rocks. I think that was the point where I'm like, oh cool, sulfuric acid will kill rocks. Sick. But yeah, while I was uploading Tetris videos for the 14th time, I'm like, oh, I have to upload something. I have to have this. I have to do that. And it slowly became something that I just like felt like I had to do, and not something that I wanted to do. Even like becoming A rank. Like becoming A rank had to be like a chore. And like that's not to say that certain things can't feel grindy, but I also felt the pressure of like uploading every day. I think it kind of got like that niche small channel vibe where like there were certain people who continually messaged me and asked to play games, and like that was weird a bit. So I wasn't really used to that. So I decided to just kind of not upload for a year and a half. I think it's been about 2 years since the peak of my Tetris gameplay. And I started uploading like TGM, Tetris the Grandmaster videos, and then I started doing Sora AI videos, which I think are funny, but I think they're better to brainstorm and kind of get ideas opposed to just like posting those videos in general. And like this room, hello, free stuff. 2 free bombs, health, that really doesn't matter. It's great. And then money, of course. But yeah, I kind of got in this like loop of like, I'm gonna upload videos for Sora, and I'm gonna upload Sora shorts, and like it actually got my other channel like 20, 30 some subscribers in like a month, which, like, if you think about it for a small channel, that's pretty decent growth, especially for like AI Slop, which I uploaded it to a file or playlist called AI Slop. So it's not like I was hiding it, you know, but it was there. I think I go through and bomb every single I love it. So yeah, if for whatever reason this channel does pop off and I start doing really well, this is going to be the second upload. Every channel every channel that I upload to, every channel that I experiment with, which has been 2 so far, I upload this old 2006, 2007 video, where I do a jackass slide, like a baseball slide, in like some snow, and I just say, hey, my name is Zach, and this is my channel. Because I had an account back in the day. Cuban meat never pops off for me. Spoilers, I get level 2, and it does alright. Reading. Okay, we're blowing up rocks before I pick it up. Pick it up. And then I go in the menu and read it. Fairly certain. Before I jump down. Maybe it's when I go through. I don't know. So yeah, I used to have an old channel, and I upload like a hypercam recorded Super Mario ROM Let's Play, just test footage, and like I had a Flip Zero, whatever the camera was. It was hype in like 2006, 2007, and I didn't know what ISO was. I didn't know recording at night. It's an awful video, but it's kind of like my heart and soul, because it's like I've always wanted to just upload and express myself and never really have to worry about becoming super rich and famous. There we go. We need Cuban meat, and then Spider Baby. And that just kind of fills that role of, you know, I just turned 32. Not afraid to hide that. I don't think that age should be something you fear. You know, we all age. It's one of the things we have in common. Every second we all grow older. And now I check out something else. I don't know what I was doing. Anyway. Okay, that's fine. So I always wanted to just like kind of upload my stuff, and honestly at this point I'm okay with this just being my personal storage with stuff I want to do, you know. I've recorded podcasts and had creative content like that before. I had high aspirations for them, and it kind of made it feel like a job, which I'm trying to avoid. And we're about 8 minutes in. That's the intro I'm pretty proud of. Solid cakes. Don't want to do this as a job. If you subscribe, you're pretty much subscribing to a personal channel. Not really. Like, I would like to have it to the public because, you know, for whatever reason, should I die young, or should I wish to look back upon myself? It's much easier to have it up and uploaded to the public than it is to just have it on a hard drive somewhere where you forget it. Plus, honestly, I don't have like a it's called a NAS. I'm waiting for a bomb to drop, but I didn't release mine. There we go. Tears. I don't have like a little server yet. I do want to have one so I can start processing videos and stuff like that. But money, right? You got to focus on what you want to buy and do and all that good stuff. So yeah, just personal projects. We're just shaking off the rust and making this video. And then if it's for me in the future, I'm okay with that. Probably. Who knows? To quote the famous Northern Line, if I'm recording Isaac videos in the future, it would be career suicide. We'll see if I'm still doing Isaac videos in the future. Speaking of which, it is November 30th, 2025, as I record this, and probably raw upload this. Because why the hell not? Mugenics. I was going somewhere with that. We are about 3 months away from Eugenics. February 10th is going to be the release date. And to be honest, I'm really hyped. And there was a point a few weeks ago where every time I would be like bored, I'm like, I don't want to just doom scroll. I want to do something. I would pull up YouTube. I know, doom scrolling still, but whatever. And I'd type in Eugenics. And it would be like Edmund McMillan on like a podcast talking about stuff. Or like it would be, I believe his name's Tyler, the other developer. Well, the coder developer. Yeah, Tyler Glail? Glaiel. My illiteracy will botch that once again, so that's how I'm going to leave it. But they'll have like been on a podcast and talking about a certain aspect of the game, and like the hype is really built for me. It's really, really built for me. Or you know, they were on with a streamer talking about Eugenics, and like they gave him a code to mess around through the first run you unlock. And seeing that made me realize that I had Isaac and all DLCs in my inventory in Steam. And I've just... Nice, we can heal that. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know what I'm doing leaving a bomb right now. I'm going to run into it later. Make myself angry. Watching. We're good. But yeah. Moral of the story. I forgot what I was talking about. We're not rewinding to get it back. That's the kind of way I'm rolling now. Loosey goosey. Pretty fly, and then another pretty fly. Speed down. That's alright. Yeah, free spider. We're cool spiders. But I am really excited for Eugenics. And here we go. We're coming back. It made me realize I had Isaac and all DLCs completely on my Steam account. I just haven't played it. I think I had like 14 hours from like 2014, like literally like when this came out. Personally, I don't remember buying it. Age is a cruel mistress. And like some things you just think you'll never forget, and you just do. That's part of life. Lucky penny, hell yeah. It's one of those weird things where it's like you think you remember all your school teachers' names, and you're like, who was my second grade teacher? I remember, because yeah, how could she? But that sounds awful. She gave me negative marks on my report card for having like a bad handwriting when I had like a horrible infection in my hand and almost had my arm amputated. So nothing nefarious. She was just horrible and taught me that report cards mean nothing. If you're young, go to school. If you're older, do what you want. You're an adult. So, personally, I'm like, let me start giving Isaac a chance. Because with Eugenics, they're talking about this game being Isaac being like, kind of like the lead up to Eugenics. They're talking about Isaac, the systems in Isaac, the unlocks in Isaac are all kind of like tied in, where like you're gonna have to beat runs with certain characters. They're talking about, you know, runs or save files, sorry, can last like 400 hours. You just keep on playing. It's infinite. Talking about it being Magic the Gathering with Isaac and these tactic games and all this stuff. I'm just pretty hyped for it. So I'm playing Isaac, and this is the first blue baby kill, which I just unlocked the Polaroid, and then at the beginning where you saw me flick back and forth, like, I haven't really used Magnalan to do too much. So let me just run her through and see if I can get a run through blue baby, which, spoilers, I do. Heal that up. We got the heart. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, a lot of the things I do revolve around hype. And I just wanted to take a moment, step back, and play something I've had in my Steam inventory, you know, while following some hype for Mugenics. But, I mean, I think I've put like, I think at this point it's like 50 some hours. I'm going to pull it up. Hopefully it doesn't ruin everything. Yeah, I'm at 61.9 hours right now. It's just about 62 hours. Like I said, I was at 14 before, so about 40 hours into Isaac at this point, past the hype of Mugenics. And, you know, obviously with it being holiday, we've had less of that Mugenic, the wafer. You say what you want. When we're building a tank like this, I really enjoy that item. Helps out way more than you would think for a guy who can't dodge anything in the cathedral like me. But the biggest thing is tinted rock right there. Two soul hearts. Perfect. The biggest thing for me is just to maintain the level of hype, right? It can go higher. It can go lower. I would like to have it the same. Because one thing I've known about hype in the past is the biggest game I've ever hyped was probably Red Dead Redemption 2. And Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, and I put like a day worth of playtime into it, and then I just was done with it. Like, the hype was just too much, and it overshadowed the game at a point. And like, I've tried to buy it again and tried to play it again, and it doesn't work. And Rockstar, stop making it be forced online. No one cares if you pirate Red Dead Redemption 2 when it's on sale for $10 every fucking month. But I'll digress, right? I don't want the hype to kill Mugenics, so I don't want to just sit here and not play anything. Because for Red Dead 2, I literally could play nothing. Like, I just gave up on video games for like 2-3 months beforehand, and it was, I would say, out of stress, out of like, how do you would say it, like dependence. I'm like, I need this game to come out already because I need it to pop off. I need to have something to do with my life that isn't like work an awful sales job, which, trust me, at that time did happen. There's no downside to sausage. It just gave me stats up and everything. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I did not know that item existed until this run. And then, yeah, now I know I can open up secret doors with just the tiers. So I'm just gonna start lobbing shots at everything. I really like the tiers up, so I'm not going to use the extension cord. But yeah, that's a brief history of hype in video games for me. So when it comes to Mugenics, like, I'll sit and talk to people about it, and I'm like really happy about it, but I also have to limit my expectations to an extent. I do think it's going to be a really, really, really good game. But I also have to keep myself busy so I don't just give up on the game entirely. I figured, why not see if this item could take him out, and it did. And look at that, a cube of meat. Spoilers redacted. Now you know it's true. And then I check it out again. I could cut some stuff out of here, which I just may. I just might. If it gets crazy. I think there's some points where I pause to like check on like the devil deal items and stuff like that. I'll see how I can do that live and just cut it out. Hopefully without it crashing. Because again, this shotcut crashes all the time. And I've tried to upload this all into DaVinci, and it will not work. It does not like Steam recording files for some reason. And I'm like, you know what? I want my tears. Give me my tears back. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta get it again. And then I gotta go past it. Perfect. This recording's fun, but listening back to this is gonna be wild. I hit myself with that poop so much time. My landlord is making noises downstairs. Oh, Binky! I love the Binky item. He's gonna hear me talking about poop and Jesus and be very concerned. I digress. I also just wanna, you know, say I've hyped myself up for some things in the past, and having the time frame kind of elongate without plan. Example would be I'm using an MKO. What's the brand? MKO. Flipping it upside down, it's not marked on it. I believe it was MKO keyboard. They did a collaboration with Slay the Spire, and I'm very happy with the product. But it was estimated shipping in August, and I just received it now in November. Another soul heart. That's not a soul heart. That's a blessed heart. What is the white heart called? Eternal heart? Eternal heart. Picked up an eternal heart. Alright, computer started reviving. We're gonna stop touching things. And we're fine. What devil deals do we get? Oh, is that a satanic Bible? I think that's what the item's called. I think so. We're gonna get it. Hold on. This is where I pause it for sure to check. So I'm gonna see if I can, yeah, 1 second. Alright, there's no more pause screens. That means we're back in it. I'll have to splice that together. Cool, for giving more work for professionalism. Yeah, Satanic Bible, I'm looking into it. I'm like, you know what? It's kind of sick. You know, healing's nice, but what about free hearts? Yeah, the black hearts are sick. Plus, I have the eternal heart right there anyway, so I'm going to get another heart. I'm fine. Down the floor, into the depths. So yeah, hype in video games for me has definitely always been a interesting subject. At least something that I find interesting. That's half the battle. And we're already 20 minutes into me ranting, so we'll keep at it. I'm like internally debating, like, do I just cut it out here? No, I already got to splice the audio together. We're just going to leave it as is. Magic 8 Ball, because why not? To be honest, up until I get, I think, into Cathedral, my playing is actually pretty decent. That gets me the free extra black heart. Up until Cathedral, my playing is actually pretty decent. My dodging is pretty good, and then I started to kind of lose it, and I had to focus up to maintain everything. I will say the I don't know if I'm gonna find what the name is right away this run. Not the ghost, but the one that shoots the flies. I really enjoy him as a familiar. Because it's like a lot of the things, if I can't hit them behind like a rock or whatever, and then the flies do a decent amount of damage too, so I enjoy him. The conjoined? No, it's not conjoined. The whatever you are. I like it. I also haven't filled up my donation machine to the highest level yet. So I gotta do that. But my tier rate is through the roof. My damage is through the roof. There's like one room that popped up a few times during this run, which was kind of cool to see my progression. It's one of the Bob characters. I don't know what the hell's happening with this mirror, by the way. I Googled that as well. The Bob characters. It's the room where he's coming up from the northern part of the room and he's just walking slowly towards you. I've already fought one in one of the earlier rooms And I'm like, you know what, let's just take this as like a damage test. Let's see what it does. And yeah, throughout the run you can just see that I kill it. I'm not splicing audio again. I'm looking to see what the mirror does. Apparently it changes your cosmetic and can give you consumables upon blowing it up. Once I learned that, I blew up the mirror. That's about it. Yeah, I think the biggest thing here is I'm not afraid to look things up anymore. That used to be a big thing for me. If the information wasn't in the video game, really didn't enjoy it. I think that's one of the reasons I turned off of Binding of Isaac, because I really do like roguelikes, but having to pull up something on your phone, which Edmund McMillan has talked about, isn't a pleasant gaming experience. That's why with the new DLC he gave the option in game to tell you what the pills do and all that good stuff. Well, the pills obviously are random until you take one for the run, but as long as you've collected the item before, it tells you what it does, which I enjoy. I know some people don't, so they leave it off. Personal preference, I think it's nice to give the choice like that. I think being able to kill rocks with your tears like that is pretty broken. And it's leading to much easier traversal of the maps, of the floors, of the rooms. And of course, I hit myself with a poop bomb. I hate these skeletons. They always hit me. I think meat cube meat, whatever it's called, took like 18 of those during this run. And someone on my friends list is popping up playing Arc Raiders right now too. There was one. He took a bullet from me. But I wanted to say Arc Raiders is one of the games that I was tempted to purchase, but Binding of Isaac pulled me away from it. To which I say, thank you, because that saved me $40, and that's just going to pay for Mugenics on its own. So, and again, it's like I've already put the money into the Binding of Isaac already. I may as well get my money's worth. I don't know if I'm getting Dead God, right? I see it pop up on Reddit, and I'm like, you know, that's kind of cool. Especially for the people who get like triple Dead God and they get the special save files and stuff. That is dedication, my friend. I don't get hit here. Which is cool. I questioned it and then I confirmed it. That's how you should deal with debates. Question it, confirm it, talk about it. Dude, sometimes what are the creatures in Zelda called? Floor Masters? The hand enemy. Wall Master. Floor Master, Wall Master. Those always scared me in Zelda. And half the time, like, if I'm talking to my wife or something, and I have my headphones off, and I go in a room like, hey, why isn't it cleared? And then one of those hands get me, I'm always upset with myself. I'm like, ugh. That's what I get for not playing with headphones, I guess, because you don't hear the laugh. I'm not debating getting rid of the Satanic Bible here. I'm debating picking it up in case I find another book later on to give me the bookworm abilities for like a heart. And I'm like, I can spare a heart. Satanic Bible gives me millions of hearts. Let's run it. And that's what I did. And I think, spoilers, I think I get the jump book to give me bookworm coming up here as well. This room I just wanted to goof off with the rocks. Again, I didn't really think about making this into a video up until I finished the run. And then I kind of went, well, here we are. I'm like, I'm not even going to risk hitting these spikes. So I just destroyed everything. Just watching and see how I'm doing. Yeah, we don't even take up the hyper beam. It's not even worth it. And then I get hit with the poop bomb anyway, so I should have just taken the heart or the spike damage. So, more or less, I get hit here for sure with the laser beams. No? Wow. I'm shocked. Normally the lasers get me. And I was rewarded with money. I mean, if this is going to be a time capsule of when I start uploading onto this little channel as well. Going to Frosty Faustings in January. I went last year. I really enjoyed it. And I'm using the name Solid Cakes, which means that some people may be able to pull up this YouTube channel. And if you sat through 30 minutes of me ranting to figure out if I'm good at fighting games and or Tetris, I'm not. Don't worry about your matchup. You're perfectly fine. If I do get you on Tetris, it's probably because I've been practicing, which is the fucking point. But Tetris has probably been the only game I've ever really been competitive in. So, and not TGM like crazy either. So you're probably good. I did want to mention that strictly because that's what we did last year for my boys matchup. We we saw who he was facing, and he was like a younger kid. Again, we're both 30, so a younger kid, like 20 something. And we watched some of his YouTube stuff. I'm like, oh, dude, you got him, and I hyped him up. But needless to say, that did not go well for my boy. What are you gonna do? Sometimes you win, and sometimes you don't practice and you lose. And that's why I'm saying I'm doing this instead of practicing for any other fighting game. So if you're listening to this, you're fine. But I will talk about Frosties real quick, just because that tick randomly got me. I'm like, no! Spoilers, that's with me for the rest of my run. I do not find a match, unfortunately. I'm just disappointed that happened. Even now after the run, even though I know I won it, I'm still disappointed that happened. I really like my Tears Up. Tears Up is such a good stat. And here we are. Here we are. I'm like double checking, like please get this tick off me. And yeah, lighter or matchstick, and I do not have either of those, so I must go to the boss. The mom fight's actually gotten so much easier with time. I know that's a common thing with roguelikes, is like once you get a little bit better too, the skill part of it is kind of lessened. Obviously what's that game? Rogue Legacy, where you could just like beat it first try, no spawning of a new child needed. If you have the skill to do it with like the weakest items and stuff. Otherwise you go through and build up your castle and do all that fun stuff. Proof, first time picking up Polaroid. Fate chosen. And then here I know I also consulted a tier list just to see if Little Horn was worth it. Spoiler, I think it's worth it. Especially when I can generate hearts. One more room and I get another black heart. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get it. I think I pick up the backstab as well. Just because why not at that point. I also realized that I clicked away from Audacity. And we are still recording. We're good, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, going back to Frosties. If you're watching this, hope you enjoyed it. That's all I can say. Probably just going to be playing TGM bracket-wise. And probably Third Strike. Probably hop in the Third Strike bracket. Just to have some fun with it. Not really super competitive, but I want to play on the Japanese candy cabinet, especially in a bracket. There's something beautiful about playing in bracket, even if it's a temporary friendship rivalry. You go and you know, Ayo, Solid Cakes. You're facing off against. There was some dude last year like Snore Laxative or something like that. You're facing off Snore Laxative, and you're just like. Before your set, like, you nervous, bro? they don't want to talk to you, they don't talk to you. Some people are like, hell yeah, man, it's my first bracket. Like, me too, man. Don't worry, one of us is gonna win. It'll be okay. I just I like the friendships and stuff you get more than anything, even if they're temporary, you know. This is where I was like, should I do it? And then I reconsult the tier list and it's not there. I can't find it, so I say fuck it, I'm just gonna get it. But yeah, that's been my my big takeaway from going to these events. Especially, I listened to an episode of Therapy Gecko, and now we're just content dumping at this point. But I listened to an episode of Therapy Gecko, and Tinted Rock. Don't know if you saw it, but I did. Last second, but I saw it. But he was talking about like going to Melee events, Smash Brothers Melee, and essentially he said, you know, it's gonna feel weird for like the first 5 or 6 times because you feel like an outsider. Do I pop the Bible here? I better pop the Bible here. Yeah, I lose 1 charge off of it. Just nitpicking myself. I definitely get hit by laser here, no? Put that on a t-shirt. I definitely got hit. Yeah, I got hit by laser. Got greedy. We're gonna run this conversation back real quick. Hold on. Frosty Faustings, going to friendships to Lyle, Therapy Gecko. Here's the floor master getting me disappointed. That's just my bad. But yeah, you got to go like 5 or 6 times before you feel like you belong there. And for Frosties, I've only gone to 1 major event like that, and I haven't really found a local scene yet. But going to Frosties, especially with my buddy and my wife, it was a fun experience, just because I was kind of happy to see certain games being played on like the big screen and being part of the audience, and you know, a scavenger hunt. I'm in the crowd for some of those big moments, and it's cool being a part of the crowd for it all popping off. And Frosty's being, you know, in Illinois, so it's not like super close, but it's local enough where I don't have to pay for airfare, which I know a lot of people do. Stepped in the creep. I hate to see it. So it you know, it's one of the events where I can go relatively cheaper than like if I were to go to Evo or something like that in Vegas, or I think they're running it in Japan and all over the place now. But I've been having fun theorizing, you know, like what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, you know, what games to practice for Frosties. And I'm the kind of person who likes doing kind of like hit lists. So like for events, like, so if we go on vacation, you know, I want to do this, and that, and like I find fun in completing the checklist, hit list, checklist, whatever you want to call it. And you know, for Frosties this year, I'm like, you know, I want to break out of my comfort zone a little bit, and I want to say, hey, I'm kind of new to the scene, kind of hopeful to play some friendlies. You know, do you want to play something? And obviously they'll be in front of like whatever game they want to play. I'd be like, oh yeah, can you just teach me something about this game that I wouldn't know, like outside looking in? And then like I told my buddy, like I wanna record a little bit more, like on the GoPro or like on my phone. So like, hey man, I really appreciate it. Do you mind if I take a picture to remember this? I don't think it's weird. Because if you start thinking that everything you want to do is weird, you're just never going to do the things you want to do. And like I said, I'm getting older, so it'd be nice to have some photograph memories to go with, you know, the mindset and stories and stuff I wanted to do. But I think it'd be kind of cool to, hey, you mind if I record this match, and then like look back on it and stuff. Picture the person, be like, hey, thanks for the match, man. Enjoy your time. Hope you kill it in bracket. Unless you face me. But again, I'm not really in it to win it. I'm no longer the main character. I'm past that era. How far are we on? 40 minutes. We got another 16-ish minutes. Proud of myself I didn't donk into the spikes there. I'm at full hearts. I got another Satanic Bible use. May as well run it. That was my mindset. If I had my tears up, I'd be doing a little bit better, but I'm doing pretty well damage-wise. And then, yeah, if I get hit, pop Satanic Bible, get a free charge. At this point, I'm just like, why not? Just give me the go-ahead. Yeah, again, for the most part, I like to go to those events to just have fun. And that'll wrap up the Frosties talk. Clear everything out. Cool. Now, I will wrap up by saying I hit the creep on the red floor. I hate it. It's the worst. I take so much damage from creep on red floor. I'll say this. There are certain games that I'm a very big fan of. And if I find myself not doing anything at home, I'll pick them up and play, right? That kind of started with Tetris the Grandmaster, TGM 1 specifically, because I didn't want to start with 2 and then go to 3 with the hold button and whatever. And now we have TGM 4, which is the hold button on modern hardware. And that's fun to grind. They're also running, like I said, the bracket at Frosties for it, which I'm going to sign up for. But that game series to me is all about like personal progress, right? Because it doesn't really matter versus other people. You're kind of facing the challenge of Tetris the Grandmaster and just proving to yourself that you are that you're enough, that you're there to compete against yourself and show that your perseverance overcomes. I like those games. I also like Synergies, which Slay the Spire, right? That pops up a bunch. Or something like The Binding of Isaac, what Mugenics is going to be. Because just seeing the trailers and Let's Play of Mugenics already has me hyped as can be. So that game is going to be probably one of my all-time played games overall. Right now that's Slay the Spire with like 300 some odd hours. I typically have a very eclectic taste, so I play all types of games and stuff, but as far as like grinding games, like those would be the major ones. Slay the Spire, The Binding of Isaac now, Mugenics when it pops out, but Tetris the Grandmaster for a more arcade, traditional, non-roguelike experience. Creep on red floor, man. Creep on red floor. Hate to see it. So we face off against It Lives right here. On the heart. So I say, why not? Let's just run it. Yeah, those eyes get me all the time. A counter for how many times the meat cube has saved me would be hilarious. And there it is. As I bomb myself. I debate going for the flight here, but in my head, I'm like, I got a couple items ready, because I think Bookworm gives you flight, if I'm not mistaken. The Conjoined is just really nice with the acidic tears and stuff like that. See, on my head, I'm like, oh, I've only got a few more for whatchamacallit, for flight anyway, so I'll leave it. And dude, the theme for Cathedral is a bop. I want to leave this on repeat and make people think I'm insane or something. And I'm like, I'm just holding on to 2 soul hearts. Let's run it. Such a banger of a song. I'm literally downloading this on my phone as soon as this video is done. But yeah, dude, I'm just a goofball. Trying to better myself. That's one of the biggest things. That's one of the absolute biggest mantras I have. If you see something wrong, you should try to fix it to what you feel it should be fixed to. So like an example would be one of my biggest takes, which isn't really huge. See, I just Cathedral. I was gonna say bully whopped. Going on Teddy Roosevelt. I get hit. I get whacked. I get thwomped way too much in Cathedral. I haven't really been here too much. Like, hey, what do the Ides do? Oh, they send the blasphemy stuff from the sky. Cool. And then I'm like, cool. The next room, I think I face another one. I'm like, not today, Satan. Maybe it's the next room, one of the two. Yeah, I'm just a goofy guy. Again, this is gonna be for like personal preservation. I got lucky with the little horn there, but whatever. I still took him out before getting hit. And that one too. Hell yeah. That's pretty much it. That's the gist of me. Just trying to better myself. As I was saying before I forgot, Tinted Rock on the top right. Do I see it in gameplay? I don't, but I get it by default. Let's go. Acidic Tears for the win. Before I get hyped up about another room real quick. One of the biggest things, I believe, is, if you're stuck in brain rot, obviously the best thing to do is to just take a step back. I took a step back a few months ago, and I realized that the brain rot has been super consistent from like when I got a cell phone. And I hate these skulls so much, and especially the fire on the floor. Ugh. Especially since I got my cell phone, and I'm just kind of like, I want to take control of my life again. And every time I'm in one of those moods, I try to do something for myself that. Want to make sure I dodge that. I try to do something for myself that I feel is a net positive in my life. I hate the fire up the floor, man. In most cases, it's taking a step away from video games and reading, doing something that you feel is positive, even though it's still distracting you from the main issues in life. Reading sci-fi books has been a big thing for me lately. Once this video is done recording, I will be rendering. And while this renders, I'm going to be reading a book. I'm going to be done with video games for today. And that might be my... I don't know, I would call it a boomer take, but I'm sure youngins out there would call it a millennial take. I'm just at that point now where it's... You can't let one thing consume your life. You gotta separate it, and you've got to take care of business, as they say. Yeah, I'll be damned if I, just don't do something if I feel I'm struggling in life, Looking for tinted rocks. I don't see any. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And now at the end of the recording, I start to get that feeling where is it worth it to even post this, And that's been so much content of my life has just been packed into a bag and thrown in a river, as sad as that might sound. I'm just done with it, you know. I don't want to word vomit, but I didn't know you could little horn the statues there. This is gonna be the last fight. So if I'm watching this in the future, you did a good job. You posted it. Good job. If you're watching it and you're not me, and my channel has somehow blown up, or I'm doing well in life. Well, this isn't the final fight, but sentiment will still be said. If you're listening to this in the future, and for whatever reason I've popped off in life, and I'm able to successfully travel for a living, recording things, or I have a podcast, a YouTube channel, something creative, I'll say this to myself as I'll say it to you. It only was able to happen because I stopped caring what other people think, and I just did my own thing, you know. At this point, I didn't show the Steam achievements, but a bunch of Steam achievements just popped up. At this point in life, there you go. You know, you can't care. You can't. You got to do the things you want to do before that chance is gone. And again, if I've successfully done something creatively, it's not because I'm good. At least not right now. It's not because I have someone to get me in, or it's not because I've just poured millions of dollars into it. It's just slow, continual gains over time. Slow, continual gains over time will always get there. This is how we get bookworm. So picking up that other book for a single heart got me bookworm. I don't think that it got flying, but I got something. Whatever. Yeah, that's the biggest takeaway. And I think, regardless of how you say it, taking a step back to evaluate your life and think about what you want to do, never a problem. Example, I'll say this here and now, at least at this current time in my life, and at a previous time in my life, I always get hit by laser beams, man. I've wanted to be like a writer, but like I always had like this fear, like, oh, I haven't read books my whole life. How can I write a book if I haven't read books my whole life? Or, you know, I'm not like super popular. I don't have good takes. I think people are gonna hate me, or like people from my past are gonna come up and be like, hey, yo, he was kind of annoying in high school. Shun him. All those things have to not be repressed, but you can't really care, you know? It's, at the end of the day, I'm doing something that I like doing, I love doing. Maybe we'll get into my video game past in another video. But this is where I start worrying. I'm like, I gotta focus up. I started freaking out. I'm like, if I don't get this run, it's been an hour of my time. Yeah, long-winded. For me to be successful, I probably have to stop talking as much, or maybe it requires me to talk more. I don't fucking know. Also, I'm gonna swear. Maybe I'll try to avoid it in the first minute so I can get monetized. Maybe I won't. Fuck it. Regardless of what you want to do in life, just do it for yourself. Don't not do it for other people, you know? And that goes for so many things in life that you can just not participate in because you're worried about other people's perception, or you're waiting for other people to assist you with your goals, and it just never happens. Sometimes you have to do what you want to do, even if you don't picture yourself doing it alone, and then others will follow once they see success. That's one of the biggest takeaways I have. I have a lot of projects that I want to involve people I love and care for in. They don't care. They don't care as much as you're going to care, or I care. We're going for Blue Baby right now, for the most part. So just take that in mind. Even myself in the future, Sometimes you are going to have to rely on other people. Sometimes they have to see you rely on yourself first before things can pop off and do really well. Business ventures should first and foremost be something that you can do solo, unless you have someone who has the passion for the project you do as well. And that's advice that I needed desperately, and I want to give that to the world. So as we fight Blue Baby, I get the finger. I'm going to give Blue Baby the finger, and we're going to wrap everything up. I appreciate your time. Again, if it's just myself in the future, I hope that this was retrospective on my mentality going into this, starting this channel, or just this point in my life. Like I said, I'm 32. If I'm looking at this when I'm 50, you know, and I'm just uploading videos like this for fun, I know I can look back at it and kind of laugh about who I was, because let's be honest, every 5 years you think about your 5-year past self and you go, he was a fucking dumbass. Anyway, I'll catch you later.